You have the count.
No counts. Add your channels now. You got the whole intro to add the channels, gentlemen. We're gonna do this.
Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let's let everyone gather around there for a second before we do the big intro, huh? Yeah. Let's make the podcast longer than it needs to be. Or for the jump, right, Tarek? Just extend everything. Let me open up some windows here. Get ready. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the main event. I wish I had a ring. I need to put that. I need to put a bell. Ding 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 ding. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for the joke, Tarek. I'd already get an F in the comedy school.
Yeah, the DJ always messes up in the comedy. Never hear your cues. Never hear your cues.
See, I tell my wife my bad jokes, and she doesn't laugh, so I know I wouldn't go far. I wouldn't go far at all. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to another edition of Geek Culture Congress. I'm one of your hosts, as always, Louis Speedy Jr. Gonzalez, accompanied by actor, comedian, writer, YouTube haunt. There you go. Getting ready.
You can just say the same thing every week. You don't got.
What do you got, like a thesaurus over there, dog?
Mr. Tarek Lewis.
Your intros are wild.
Mr. Tarek Lewis, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing just fine, man. Doing great.
Yeah. DJ, influencer, Mr. Joey franchise on film. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
Not bad. I'm here, man. Let's get it.
And then, of course, gamer, wrestling connoisseur.
only flan subscriber.
Mr. Richie Ortiz, Richie_Ortiz on Twitch.
Like Triple H.
Make sure you got him. Yeah, Triple H. There you go. Did you actually spit water though?
It was actually green tea.
Oh, okay. Damn, bro. Damn.
I thought about it. I said, forget it. I'll do it for the podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Another edition of Geek Culture Congress. We're talking everything nerd
What up,
and
Socks?
geek. And what's up, Socks? What's going on, Socks? Long live the Mikey verse. Rest in peace to our good friend, Mr. Mikey Sutton. And everyone who's here live on the Speedy's Multiverse YouTube channel. It's the official YouTube home of the Geek Culture Congress podcast. Of course, you can come and join us here on wherever you're watching this at right now, and we won't judge you. Okay, there you go.
They're on my Twitch and Kick too. They kicking it with you. What's up?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Let's get this background music going here, but we got a lot of things. Got a lot of things to talk about.
Your boy took some notes today.
Yeah.
Oh, you took notes in the theater? That's crazy.
Fresh off of Godzilla. Hold on, I can't do too much. The spoilers on there. There's spoilers on there.
Dang. Well,
but your boy
how much can you really spoil in a Godzilla film? I'm sorry.
There's a little bit that you could spoil in this one. I'm not going to do it too much.
Okay, all right. Well, Rich Ortiz and of course Tarek Lewis is also fresh out of the movie theater watching Godzilla Kong. Yeah.
Yeah. The hood of my car is still hot.
Damn, that fresh. Wow.
That's about everything. Yeah.
And Joey, I'm assuming you didn't watch it. I did not watch it.
I've been I tried to get to it this weekend, man. It's just rough. Been booked like crazy on the DJ side of things. But,
yeah, I hear you.
I think I got an idea what the movie's about.
You got an idea? Yeah. I'm gonna change move of there. The left side of the non-Godzilla Kong watchers, and the right side are the fresh out of the theater.
And you turn them into ops real quick.
It's looking like the Civil War right now, but I'm gonna let you ride.
Yeah. So there you go. Rich has a little bit more enthusiasm, Tarek. So I'm gonna let him go first. Then tell us how he feels.
Rich got the notes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, your boy got watched
it.
So let us all know, everyone who hasn't watched the movie yet, why? What's up with this movie?
All right, so I'll give you my rating at the end, but I'm gonna explain it in terms of wrestling because that's the easiest way that we can explain it. So pretty much in this movie, Godzilla is the world champion up on Earth. He's the king of the monsters. He's up on Earth. My man got his bed as the Colosseum in Rome. He's just living his best life. So Kong is living it in.
But I thought you weren't spoiling the movie, bro. You're telling me the whole first act right
dude,
now.
This doesn't even. This I'm just telling you the
That's
setting.
not big. That's not big at all.
I'm telling you,
Alright,
it's
okay.
not deep at all. It's not. So
Let
pretty
him
much
cook.
where we're
let him
at right
cook.
now.
All right.
Where we're at right now is that Kong's king of monsters. He's up on Earth battling other titans and everything, and he's just pretty much letting everybody know that nobody's messing with it. You got Kong down in Hollow Earth, and he's pretty much the WCW champion of Earth under there. And what pretty much Kong is doing is he's running around trying to look for other Kongs, since he saw everything from the last movie. If everybody has seen it, so pretty much it's two plot lines. You got Godzilla bugging out because, of course, there's some other alpha monster that's trying to be the alpha and the king of monsters, and Godzilla senses him, but Godzilla doesn't speak, so pretty much all he's doing is just messing up all the other titans, and they're trying to figure out why. Whereas Kong is looking for his Kong family, and then he ends up finding the Kong family, that's one little spoiler. I will say that.
Okay.
But
great.
The movie takes off from there. Now, what I will say is everything that happens, you get everything in a regular Godzilla movie. But this one, I will say, is a lot more exciting because there's fighting from beginning to end.
Really?
Yes, Godzilla's gotten into about 3 or 4 fights. Kong is getting into a fight the whole time. They're both asserting their dominance in wherever place they're at. But then you get to a point where something happens in the Hollow Earth where you get uncharted territory, which is called the subterranean Earth, which is in my notes. And they find in subterranean
Damn,
Earth.
wrote notes and everything.
This had to be the first time Rich taking notes.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. But I'm saying, so
He is proud of himself.
pretty much in this movie is what they find in subterranean Earth and how this brings danger to all of Earth, and then the storylines converge at that point, because then Gia, when I say this movie, you get a little bit deeper into the characters. Gia, which was the little girl that is friends with Kong, pretty much the plot of this story is revolving around her and how she connects into the whole thing, and her people, the Iwis, and their tribe, and how they're connected to Hollow Earth and to Godzilla as well. And the craziest thing about this movie is that the impeccable timing of everybody in the movie, the main characters, the monsters, everything that happens. It's just everything. There's a prophecy in this movie, and the prophecy is just pretty much telling them exactly what to do to save the Earth, and they do it. So, which typical Godzilla movie, man. A lot more fighting and a little bit more comedy than the last one. I will say this one. The last one, I felt like they tried too hard to be funny. This one, perfect amount. I think it was like the perfect amount of comedy, good parts. Even Kong was a little funny in certain parts. So that was good with that. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Wow. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. And
yeah, it's sitting on like a 90% audience score right now, right?
Yeah.
Really, 90?
Yeah, on Rotten Tomatoes, but yeah.
No, Rotten Tomatoes right now, I saw the last thing was like 55%.
On audience score? No, on the critic score, yeah. On the critic score, they didn't like it. They didn't like it.
Critic score, they didn't like it.
No, the audience score is like 90%.
Yeah, I'm seeing 6.7 on the IMDb rating.
Okay.
But yeah, I was entertained. I did like it. Action from beginning to end. It wasn't just like, all right, you're following the monsters and they fight in the end. From beginning to end, you're getting Titans fighting. You're introduced to new Titans, and then you're also introduced to some ancient Titans, and then you also get a little bit of a return if you watch the other movies. So yeah, it was good. I'll say it was good.
All right.
It's decent.
Tarek Lewis. Do
I'm
you
going
agree
opposite
with
of
Mr. Rich Ortiz's assessment?
I'm going rating first. I'm going 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I'm going 8 out of 10, man.
Wow.
Listen, it's not Killers of the Flower Moon. You know what I mean?
It's not Oppenheimer.
No, this is not Poor Things. You know, this is it's close to Barbie though. Listen, like I agree with Rich
Close to Barbie.
It's action from the beginning. Like very few lulls. Like I didn't want to get up and go to the bathroom, scared I might miss a little piece of a fight. Not scared that I would miss a plot point, because you know exactly what's going to happen in this film from the first 2 or 3 scenes.
Yeah.
They're not.
I mean,
it's not
from the trailer.
Yeah, like you know exactly what's going to go down. But the man, I don't know who's doing the graphics on these things, but these fights are dope. And me as a person, I'm one of those people I watch and I'm like, man, how much, you know, how does your insurance cover just a Titan just rolling into your home? You know what I mean? Like,
there has to be like some type of monsters insurance.
Well, I'm sure, you know, and I don't think they covered that in the Monarch show.
Actually,
I'm sure Jake from State Farm has something for that.
There's a little bit of a funny part when Bernie, which is one of the characters in there. If you guys know the characters from the last movie, Bernie is Brian Tyree Henry's character, and he does the podcast. And he makes a little joke. One of his sponsors is actually an insurance company. So they make a little joke about it. It's like he says something about like, oh yeah, you know, because Godzilla don't care if he comes and ruins your house, but they do. You know?
Gargantua Insurance, I think he said it was.
Yeah.
Godzilla ain't got no remorse for nobody's like property.
Yeah.
So what did you like about it so much, Tarek?
The action. I honestly, man, I just like the action. I like the fight. Godzilla was about that life.
Yeah,
like, he was just legit fighting everyone. Like Rich said, the fact that my man was sleeping in the Roman Coliseum, it was just like what? Like that's not a big spoiler, but that hit me. Yeah. He was just on site, man. And then Kong has a little bit more of an emotional story, you know, like he wants his people and all that. And not as much people story. Like I think some of the other ones had too much of the people story. This was just about the monsters, and there's so many monsters and creatures, and you get to see different fighting styles and different powers and stuff. So just for that, man, it's like it's not on the edge of your seat. It's just like it's exciting. It's like fun to watch.
Yeah, you definitely see the intelligence of the Titans a little bit more in this one, and like you said. I wanted to touch on the fighting style thing. That's actually like a big thing in this movie is the different fighting styles. And I'm not going to say by who or what, but I like the fighting scenes in this one a little bit more because you definitely saw more more variety of fights and the type of fighting that they were doing. There were some weapons in some, there's some power weapons in another. Godzilla goes Super Saiyan. Like, no, it was going kind of crazy. But like I said, man, the one thing though I will say is what he said about like the character development. The only person that you really are worried about in this movie is Gia, which is the little girl, and you'll see how she fits in.
Okay.
But like I said, the prophecy was just a little too convenient.
Yeah, they had some things that was just like, yo, what? You know, honestly, towards the end, the way, like Rich is right, the way everything comes together, it's like, yo, I wish life was like that.
Yeah, like
I wish life was like that, man. You know how many people wouldn't be caught cheating in a relationship if life was like that? She flew out, was like, right, so she was flying back in. It worked perfectly.
You see, see, the monster universe is it? There you go.
It's
unless you're human.
Yeah, it's so convenient, man. But again, it's action packed the whole entire time, and that's what you're there for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
the big payoff. Going back to wrestling references, the big payoff is the tag team championship in the end. And we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Godzilla and Kong. That's why it's Godzilla X Kong, because they team up. And they make a good team together. I will say that. And then in the end, it's like the Wolf Pack is down in subterranean Earth ruling stuff, and Kong's just up by himself ruling the Earth.
Yo, it's very. You know what I like too. I always said back in the day, like how Godzilla fight with them little ass arms, and they make it feasible, man. They make it feasible with the little arms how he gets down. So I recommend it, man, for just a fun film. And you want to like zone out.
Did he sting? He sting like a bee with him.
Yo, listen. Godzilla does his thing, but one spoiler alert: Kong gets his get back though. He gets it back in blood. Like Kong shows out a little bit in this one.
I will say that, yeah. Kong was kind of like, ain't gonna go like you think. You know, ain't. You know, this is like Jake Paul doesn't fight people twice. You know, Kong, I got my second on Jake, dog. I ain't gonna let him do me like he did me the first time. So I recommend it. It's fun. So
all right. I'm gonna mess with it. I'm gonna check it out. Joe, you gonna check it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll probably go see it at some point this week. Right. I might go tomorrow actually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Dope. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Move on. I caught up on Invincible finally, Tarek.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah. Joe, you on Invincible? Nah. Yeah.
I haven't touched Invincible yet. Pause. But I did see that they let go of Ezra Miller.
Oh yeah, that's the big headline today. Why don't you? Yeah. You guys have a pulse on that. So tell me a little bit more about that. Who did he voice?
I forgot. It's the guy with the glasses, right?
It's one of the scientists.
Yeah.
The agent guy that kept dying.
No, not that guy.
Okay.
I'll get you that information.
Yeah, he portrays D.A. Sinclair. He's the voice of one of the scientists. He's a villain in the first season.
Oh, the serial killer guy.
Oh yeah. I know exactly.
First season, he makes like a weird.
Oh, he's the one that makes the cyborgs. That's what it is. Like, when the roommate's boyfriend gets taken away, and he gets turned into a cyborg. I remember that on the college visit episode of Invincible.
Yeah.
Listen, when they start dropping you from voice acting gigs, they ain't looking good for you.
Damn, and that's from the actor on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
We want to hear your voice. You're on the cancel train, cuz.
I wouldn't have known that he was on that show unless you guys told me about the headline this morning, Joey and Tarek. Yeah. I mean, Rich, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn.
So what are you guys' thoughts on the show? On season 2?
I like it. I think it's cool. I liked the plot beats of I forgot the Immortal. I forgot his name.
The Immortal.
Is he called the Immortal?
Yeah.
Well, his girlfriend that duplicated herself.
Yeah.
She got completely murked. Is that the character that survives in the comic book but doesn't survive in the show? Is that
the little girl, the shrinking Ray.
The little girl. Oh well, she's not quite dead.
Yeah. She dies in the comics.
Ah, I see. That's probably why they kind of did that little switcheroo there, because it kind of, you think that she died. Well, no, not spoiler alert. There you go. Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about Invincible. Okay. You think that she's kind of dead and she kind of comes back. So, but interesting. I think it's interesting. I like that plot beat. I like the vulnerability of Invincible's people that he loves. A little throwback there to some beats from like Spider-Man and even Superman. He can't protect everybody, and that was a big beat in the final episode, the most recent episode. Are they dropping? Is that it, or we're done? That's the season right there. They stopped it like that, or are we getting more?
I think there's another episode.
I think there's another episode.
I sure hope so, because that would be a hard stop if they do it right there.
One thing that I will say, I'm not going to say too much about the episode. I do like how they kind of had Omni-Man was a Rolling Stone. My man's out here kind of following the same storyline as what's Star-Lord's dad's name in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Ego.
Ego, yeah. Kind of
Yeah.
doing the same thing, going to different worlds, conquering them, getting everybody pregnant, and then leaving his responsibilities with his son. Kind of wild.
Yeah, Omni-Man's a whore, B.
Yeah.
Omni-Man's outside.
Yeah. Omni-Man's like how Future was in 2011. He's just getting it in. He's like, I'm hot right now.
Yeah. What, and I love Invincible. I like how, like, you know, again, kind of like The Boys, it's a dirty take on superheroes and things like that. But one thing, bro, that pisses me off about this damn show is that Invincible's a little bitch. He be crying
sometimes,
dog.
But like, yo, he comes back and literally the Viltrulite was like, oh, you're taking over your dad's
his
duties
post.
or whatever.
Yeah,
and he just freaking, I guess he just didn't tell anybody important that could probably help him about that.
Yeah, like,
you know, until the most recent episode, you know. So, you know, little things bother me, you know.
From what I understand in the comic book, he becomes like a real badass at some point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to get that in the show.
I have a theory. I think that the more times he gets whooped on, the more powerful he becomes. Or his power level goes up as he heals.
He's kind of like a Saiyan. Again, another Dragon Ball reference. But pretty much like when he gets beat up, he comes back stronger.
Yeah. Well, he be getting beaten up.
It seems to be part of his character development.
He be getting his ass whooped. Like,
I'll be like, yo, they got to change that name, dog.
I think that's the point. I think that's the point. It's kind of like a running joke, you know, like he's not quite that invincible.
Yeah,
he is and he isn't, you know.
I mean, I would say this: it gives it a good vibe because it's like the odds. You know, typically, superhero's going to win. So I would say in Invincible, when something happens and a Viltrumite shows up, I'm like, I don't know how they're going to, you know.
Yeah. Like there was one battle with a Viltrumite. I was like, oh man, like somebody throw the towel.
Yeah.
You know, it's a rough watch, Joey. It's pretty vicious. But you know, if you watch Walking Dead, you know this is Robert Kirkman at his finest. You know, it's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a shocker. He wants to shock you, you know, and throw it in your face and make you go, oh my goodness, you know. That's the way. That's Robert Kirkman's style, you know. I know he has a bunch of co-creators on Invincible, but it's definitely his name is first for a reason, you know. It's his style. There's even a little Walking Dead Easter egg in the last episode.
Yeah, shout out to Steven Yeun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say the one thing it did in the last episode that was dope was kind of like for people who are sweaties of any animated show. Kind of like, we saved money by not showing the full face of a character. And instead, we use this angle so we could just show the shoulder. And then we show a bunch of people in the spot, but we don't animate them. Notice they're not moving. And so they did all these things to basically kind of
how to get around the little
why
shortcuts.
It took us so long to make these episodes. So I thought that was good.
Little shortcuts that they do animation. Yeah.
Invincible's getting watched by X-Men though, man. It's unfortunate.
So so that I'm glad you brought that up, Tarek. That's what I wanted to bring up, and I wanted to get you guys' take. I mean, I think in Invincible, as you know, it's a pretty decent show. You know, he's moving on with the plot. They're moving on with their plot and their thing. But as far as animated show, the moment right now, I think it's I mean, we have to say it. It's just X-Men '97 is the show, ladies and gentlemen. What do you feel?
It hasn't missed.
Hasn't missed. And episode 3. Just thought it was awesome, man. I just thought, you know what I like the most about X-Men, about the episode 3 is we got so spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about X-Men '97. Okay, episode 3. Yeah.
I think it's actually episode 4.
Is it 3 or is it 4? No, it's 3. So
they did 2 the first one, didn't they?
No, they did 2. They did 2 in the beginning.
2 in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the third one.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jean gets dropped off, or she comes through, whatever. They move on to the next scene. Beast is trying to figure out what's happening, and he already knows. Like, okay, this one's the clone, this one's the real one. Like, bam, like it's just popping. Like the plot beats are just going, and I think that's I guess back in the day they only had so much time for an episode, right? Mm-hmm. So it kind of like a throwback to those days, like let's get to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like no dilly dally, no mystery.
Yeah, they get right to it. That's what I love about it. I thought it was funny with when Cyclops, like, I don't know if Cyclops is more surprised that Jean was like was a clone or was cloned by Sinister,
mm-hmm.
or the fact that he got a clone impregnated.
Yeah.
My man was like, she didn't take it in the back like that before.
Yeah, she wouldn't do it. He's like, I knew something was different about Jim. She was telling me like that. That's crazy. I knew something was off. She rocked a little different.
Her pH levels were different. I could see her pH levels. Something was a little.
It was a little wrong.
It's like Chris Rock in what was it? Blame Game on the Kanye album. It's like, I never been this hard of P-Town before.
Oh man. What a grimy situation to be in, dude.
Yeah. But there's a beautiful scene. And I'm kind of we're jumping
for kids, bro. Like,
no, it's not. Like, I don't even know like why. Like, do not let your kids see the show. No, I'm just kidding. But it wasn't that bad. They could have had a half naked Goblin Queen, like in a comic book.
Goblin Queen.
I mean, she came close though, didn't she?
They had a little throwback there, a little bit of skin right there in between the boots there. That was a little. I feel like that was a little old for us,
Yeah.
But they kept it PG. They kept her outfit PG.
Yeah.
Solid black outfit for the most part.
I for one am impressed. Like you said, they moved through it fast.
Yo, Socks is wild for that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed how fast they moved through it and still made it good. There's a lot of people was like, "Oh, the Goblin Queen saga should have been." I thought they did a good job of summing that up without
I like it. Let's get to the point, baby. It was bang, 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 Goblin Queen. Mr. Sinister, turn your wand. Bam, Goblin Queen. Let's go. I'm with it.
So, I don't know, man. I don't have any gripes with the show so far.
None at all.
It's very fast paced. They're getting that story rolling, bro. They're not missing a beat at all. And it was cool, like seeing like the Cable arc now, and Bishop taking him back to the future to get those whatever the nanites or whatever the hell Sinister threw him in that pool of nanites. He had all that green stuff on him.
Yeah, that was a little vicious. The poor kid.
That was very
in
vicious,
in green juice.
Yeah,
in a green vial of goo.
And that kid's just chilling in it.
And we got this Nickelodeon documentary out there too. And it's like, oh man, come on, baby.
Yeah, damn. Easter egg.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Get the beef ready. Get the beef ready.
Get the beef ready. Hold on. No, I wasn't ready. Hold on.
Get the beef ready.
Warm up those beeps.
Yo. My man Sinister said, saw the baby, said, give me the baby, throw him in the tank real quick.
There we go.
Yeah.
And threw the baby in the tank. I didn't think he was going to do it like that.
Yeah.
That was dark.
It was vicious.
Yo,
it was sinister.
that was
That's what it is. Yeah, the technoganic virus.
Technoganic virus. Yeah, that's right.
Man.
Which Rich, Jean Grey, the Jean Grey that returns, has these like super amp powers. Is this from her exposure to the Phoenix power? You think?
I would think so.
Because it's almost like Scarlet Witch level, like reality altering stuff that she was doing in this episode.
Bro, how would you feel if your boyfriend got another bitch pregnant? She was pissed. I told you to get the button ready.
I wasn't ready.
No, but I think that this is alluding to now, like that she does have that hidden power of the Phoenix, like dormant inside of her. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. A little bit of foreshadowing as to where it goes. But I don't know. I really can't say. The show is still going, man, and I haven't got anything yet, but you know that's how they gotta give you a little bit, so people are like, "Oh, Phoenix," you know.
Oh yeah.
In the comics, it's Apocalypse that infects Nathan.
Yeah, that's right. In the comic book, it is Apocalypse, but it's also
Connie took Nathan to the far future.
Mr. Sinister's Apocalypse is a do boy in the So
yeah, and they have a couple of. I don't know if it's the same origin story. Well, it's very close, but I know that Sinister was kind of, even though he was Apocalypse's do boy, he was kind of like always looking for a one up on him.
Right, he was.
So like, he's always like trying to get Cable, or they had a character named Strife in the comic books. So he's like, I got Cable, but I made Strife.
I think Strife is his other brother, right?
Yeah, he's a clone of Cable that he's always trying to get to take out Apocalypse eventually. I think it's dope that here's what they did great. They build up Cyclops and how powerful he is.
Mm-hmm.
And we already know from the old show that Jean Grey was the Phoenix in the House of the Phoenix. They build up Cyclops for the first 2 episodes and then give us the baby. So now it's very, 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 very believable that baby will be the most powerful mutant of all time with those two combined, especially after showing how powerful Cyclops is. But we got the ill Bishop Cyclops charge up moment.
That was cool, yeah.
The thing is, they have to build one of the characters up as like one of the strongest first. Right now, I would say that it is probably Cyclops. Then they're gonna show how much stronger Phoenix is, but before that, they'll show somebody even stronger until she can control her powers or whatever.
Yeah. She even said she was talking cash. She was talking cash to Goblin Queen, to Madeline. She was like, "Nah, you don't get it. I'm the Phoenix. I'm one of the." She was talking cash. Like she came into the little mind universe, like ready to go. Like, yo, it's enough. My homegirl said enough.
But that was really creepy though. Like what Madeline Pryor did with like kind of making it kind of like a little shining moment with the elevator with Beast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of spooky little scenes in here.
But then my man Wolverine was like, "Oh,
of course,
hold up, we got 2 redheads now. I could copy for myself."
My man Wolverine was like, "You didn't smell like that before, girl." I know what you smell like.
Man.
Now, does Wolverine shoot his shot now at Jean?
I don't know, because that's the interesting part. That scene, that there's one scene in this episode there's no dialogue. It's literally they defeated Mr. Sinister, whatever. They come back, and it's Jean and Scott are in their room. The room he wasn't in with her. He was with the clone. It's all destroyed, and from the Mr. Sinister attack, and they're literally just looking at each other, and it's just silence. For like, I don't know, 15, 30 seconds. Such a powerful scene.
Yeah.
Without any dialogue. If you didn't like say like, dang, that's messed up. Like, what's gonna happen next with that scene? There's something wrong with you. Like that scene is really powerful, and for no dialogue at all, just them looking at each other.
Yeah. So I do have 2 gripes with this episode though. One, they did have a Kong Godzilla New Empire moment where homegirl, she's just like, my name's Madeline Pryor. Like, where did that come from? Like, why did she just name herself that?
I think that was the. They were just like, let's just keep it moving. That's the name she picked. That's it.
She's like, don't call me that. I'm Madeline Pryor. She just said it and then peaced out. She got no D, nothing.
She didn't say she saw it in the show or something, or a TV show or a comic book.
The woman you've been looking for? That's my name.
Yeah. That was wild. And 2, I don't like how nobody said goodbye to Bishop. They just let Bishop go back to the future. There was no like hugs. It was like peace.
Peace. Take the baby.
Get up out of here. You got a job to do.
Here's the baby I made with a clone. Go ahead, take it.
Are they not going to miss him? Nothing. They just bye. Peace. Okay.
I'm sure we're going to see the future Cable pop up.
Yeah, I think so. Listen, man, we know we're going to get some Forge from the trailers. You can see some Nightcrawler. Morph is turning into all the characters we want to see.
Yeah. Oh, I heard we're gonna get
He's the wild card. He's the Joker card. He's just turning into everybody.
I think there was a photo that leaked of Peter Parker from the 1998 or 97 or whatever Spider-Man series that was going on at the same time. Which is one of my favorite Spider-Man series of all time.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently there was like a leaked photo, and I think that Spider-Man does show up in the series at some point. I mean, they already hinted at it with the Daily Bugle newspapers in the beginning of episode 1. But that'd be really cool. But I think because of the success of this X-Men 97, that they're going to continue with that Spider-Man cartoon for Spider-Man 98. I don't know how true that is. I know that's like kind of the rumblings behind the scenes because they got the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cartoon coming out later at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would love for that to happen though. If they could, redo those, I think that'd be pretty lit.
Yeah, that Spider-Man animated series had the Madam Web that everybody liked.
Yeah. I finally saw Madam Web. Speaking of that,
and the only series that everybody liked.
Yeah. So here's my question. I got a sweaty question. I've been seeing people talk about this. How is Morph making them weapons when he turns into someone? Like, what's going on?
Good question. Yeah. How does he have the powers too?
I get he gets the physical attributes. Like if you have wings and he mops your thing, he can fly. Or if you have or metal skin. But how is he getting the weapons? How is he getting Psylocke swords?
Yeah.
And he turned into two different versions of magic, it looked like.
Did he turn into two different? Yeah, he did.
He did turn into Psylocke.
So
he turned into magic too.
I think it was Lady Deathstrike and then Psylocke. And then
Where's he getting those weapons from? It's cool, but I'm just trying to figure that out.
That's plot armor. It's just plot armor. Because have him turn into Psylocke and not have the swords would have been weird.
It's kind of like X-Men just said. It's like, listen, we don't got the money to bring in all these characters, so we're just gonna cheaply bring them in with Morph because we don't have the money for the voice actors.
A little head nod.
It's a great show, man. I think it's early, but it's stacking up against the old one.
Yeah, it's cooking
very well.
Doing really good.
Yeah.
I think it's great television, man. I'm enjoying it, especially if you're an X-Men fan and a Marvel fan. I think it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to finishing it as it comes out and stuff like that. But as far as shows and things to talk about, man, I'm kind of I got no more things to talk about except for I've been watching Bad Batch, the last season of Bad Batch, and yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, we got that scene going back to X-Men 97 real quick. Thanks, Sox. That when Forge, or the now Forge, and Storm hook up. And I guess Forge is going to try and help Storm get her mojo back, which is cool, Yeah.
Very, very comic book accurate.
Yeah.
They're really like, they're writing a shit, like they're kind of putting it right on the comic book stories, which I think is dope. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The one creepy thing, it's not creepy, but it just sucks for my dog. Rogue and Magneto in that Danger Room schedule.
Oh yeah, Danger Room schedule was fierce.
Yeah,
they was in a Danger Room heavy, man.
It was very interesting.
That's nasty work.
The type of danger going on there, and the danger you think.
Yeah, you think that love story really is gonna come through with Magneto?
Nah, it was a thing. That's it.
I mean,
it's going to be a plot point with Gambit and Rogue,
It happens in Age of Apocalypse, that they're together or dating or whatever. So who knows?
Right. Also,
what up,
Mama Bear? Mama Bear's here. What up? How you doing?
What's good?
It was an interesting part. Magneto was kind of like taken apart by the Goblin Queen.
Yeah,
he was pretty ineffective. Which was very surprising.
Yeah, she chin checked him.
Yeah,
she was like, "Oh, you got magnetism. That's dope. I can do anything." I was like, "Ugh, I'm a good for my boy." Yeah, go back to the old uniform, dog. Oh, this new uniform.
That giant M ain't it.
So yeah, man, I think it might be a short show, man. I've been watching this just some Star Wars Bad Batch, and that's it, man. Unless anybody else got anything I'm forgetting about.
There was a new Planet of the Apes trailer.
Oh, okay.
Kingdom of Planet of the Apes. It looks really good, man.
Yeah,
I think they built that movie or that franchise up like the right way. Like it was a slow build, but the right build. Matt Reeves was good. Kind of setting it up, and now they're at the point where like we're getting like to the Planet of the Apes that we know, where like the humans are like
where the humans are the ones that are caged up.
Yeah. So
I actually like this is kind of like the storyline that they're kind of doing now is what like the original Planet of the Apes movies were kind of like
now
that flavor.
Now the gorillas and the monkeys are actually starting to speak full sentences and have that.
Nobody liked the Mark Wahlberg one. Was the Mark Wahlberg one frowned upon?
I did. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
I wish they would have continued because like I thought it was interesting the way like we remember when he was going home and he thought he was home.
Yeah.
And then it was like the Caesar was there was a statue of Caesar looking like Abraham Lincoln, and like there was mad apes dressed up as like police and stuff like that, and like news reporters. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I maintain that there's still a connection between that movie and these movies.
No, really?
There is.
In the very, very first movie, they say it very calmly. The guy who's like the neighbor, he's kind of a jerk, but he's like the neighbor of James Franco and Caesar or whatever. He works at NASA, and they're sending some people to space with a chimp. I think that's Mark Wahlberg's crew that got sent to space. So this whole thing is happening, and they're lost in space.
Motion detected. Oh, I think
that's my theory.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
I may be going full sweaty on that one, but that's my theory.
I'm trying to patch that together, like.
See, you're gonna make me watch the Mark Wahlberg.
So Mark Wahlberg had to have gone to a alternate universe. Then
in that movie, in Mark Wahlberg's movie, he finds out at the end that his ship is the one that landed, and the chimp was his. He travels through time almost to the future, and that's what's happened to the planet. Like that's the Planet of the Apes. The whole thing is like, oh, this is actually Earth. It's not a different planet.
Right.
So. He's gone on the ship, and all this time has passed, and he lands, and the apes are have become this civilized.
Oh, so you saying that Mark Wahlberg just comes back to a time, where like the universe we're watching actually turns, has the apes like dressed up like doing human stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so your theory is pretty much saying this is what happens when Mark Wahlberg comes back to Earth and. He's in the future.
Yes.
And the story right now. So essentially, these are all prequels leading up to Mark Wahlberg's.
Yes.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the theory.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
That's my theory. We'll see. It may be.
Or could they create their own multiverse? And now we got a Planet of the Apes multiverse.
Yeah, they're like 4 movies in right now with these.
Yeah. Not a bad one yet.
Yeah, there hasn't been a bad one yet.
Good point.
I'm thoroughly impressed. We also did get a new video on set thanks to Florence Pugh and Belova.
Yeah.
For Thunderbolts. It's just gonna be called Thunderbolts, and I guess she like was trying to be cool and like show us like on set and kind of see what the production looked like. At least what she could show. Marvel snipers be out there.
Yeah.
But Marvel shared her whole live reel.
No, I mean that was already premeditated. They knew
I'm sure.
They're trying to build that hype.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was really good. I think I'm actually pretty excited for it. The scene that she did show, like there was like a still on the screen where she pulls up on the director. And she's like pointing a gun at somebody. I'm assuming that's at the beginning of the movie when they're like trying to recruit her for Thunderbolts.
Probably.
Yeah. I actually think I think that was a great marketing move because it definitely got me excited. It's like, okay, this might be a fun movie. So I think it's a great marketing move. I think
it's Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And I think it should be interesting. They're saying that Sentry is going to be the main villain.
Ooh.
Or Sentry.
Damn.
He's like Dark Superman.
Yeah.
But he gets even darker because he has an alternate personality. He's a Superman with a alternate, like he has another personality.
Split personality.
Yeah, split personality. The Void. So that's gonna be who they're trying to take down because he's like gone off the edge.
Yeah,
if you know that story, which it'd be interesting if they tackled it this way, like if they follow it exactly how the comics does. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like an experimental super soldier serum that goes wrong. But yeah, Sentry in the comics was like he was a drug addict who just broke into, trying to get a score in like a lab, and he took
the right stuff.
He took the crazy stuff, some stuff that would get him some superpowers and some Sentry. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast, and it actually is pretty interesting. The characters they're bringing back, I think it's kind of brings back the Marvel feel of characters that are introduced and bringing them all back together. Red Guardian, Taskmaster, Ghosts from the Ant-Man and Wasp film. It's a pretty interesting cast. I'm kind of hyped for it a little bit more now. I wasn't that enthralled about it, but now I'm kind of feeling like, all right, this might be a good film, a good fun film.
Nah, I like it. I'm really hyped for it. We also did get some Doctor Strange 3 news. It's gonna obviously be about Clea and Doctor Strange trying to find a way to stop the incursions between different universes. The incursions will be mainly caused by Strange's variants and the Council of Kangs. So yeah.
Oof. Are they? You guys think they're going to recast Kang, or are we still getting?
It's a good question. They haven't announced anything yet. I don't know when.
Man, they're trying to let this thing, get brushed under the rug or something.
Well, I think this is an opportunity for them. Like they already said that they were changing the name of the movie from Kang Dynasty to. I mean, I think it's just it's no name.
It's gonna be right now. It's just Avengers 5 or 5.
Yeah.
So, but this is the opportunity for them, I guess, if they are gonna recast it. I mean, they've been very quiet with what's his name, the old Kang,
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. They've been really quiet. He's been really quiet, but
I feel like that was like the same way with James Gunn when he was let go. I'm not saying that Jonathan Majors comes back, but who knows? I mean, maybe they're waiting for this thing to die down, and you understand how this PR.
To me.
Yeah, so you got how PR stuff works, man. They're probably telling him to like lay low, like chill out. We're gonna let you go because it's the PR move. Granted, we don't condone violence to anyone, color, sex, creed, whatever. Like, that's obviously we get that. That's very important. But I think, I mean, who knows? I mean, he's gonna get work at some point.
Listen,
it's at a point right now where nobody wants to touch him. He's got that stank on him. Like he just got, he just caught some charge. He got charges. He was found guilty of these things in court. Regardless of how everybody saw it, and I think he's at a point. He went on Good Morning America, which is owned by Disney. To kind of plead his case, which is really weird that you fired this guy, but yet you put him on your network to plead his case or, share his side of the story. Just whatever at the end of the day. That's why I think that's the kind of thing that made me feel like Disney might have that option of bringing him back as soon as all this stuff kind of calms down and just goes away in a sense.
Yeah.
I think he's, because it's like, I don't know how much they paid this dude. I don't know if his contract was voided. I don't know how that his that situation worked out. But I mean, I think it's a possibility that he does come back. I mean, nobody's really talking about it. It's passed. I guess he's being looked at he's training for other roles. I think there was somebody that took footage of him training for something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who knows? I mean, granted, we don't condone nothing that he did at the end of the day, but it's how that case transpired. But I mean, James Gunn, he was saying some wild stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's still saying wild stuff on Twitter.
I think everybody's got, everybody gets caught
all
in
the DC fans are all been out of shape.
My thing is just like, I think we're just so quick to just cancel people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, to be fair, like, and this is my opinion, like, I don't think Jonathan Majors was intending to hurt this woman at all. I think he was just, being a guy.
Yeah.
And, he was cheating on his girl. She didn't like it, and it's just like any other relationship. A girl, like, it's a reactive thing. Granted, nobody should put hands on each other at all. I don't think he was trying. He was running away from her.
Yeah.
That's what the footage shows me, is you running away from it. You don't just be running away from people in the middle of New York City, especially a female at that. And she's running after you.
Yeah. And
The only thing is,
it's not the
It's
same.
just toxic. It's just a toxic situation.
yeah, it's a very toxic situation, and what's worse about it is that he was found guilty.
That's the
And-
That's
and
the
if Disney's willing to fire Bo DeMaio for having OnlyFans, then they're willing to fire Jonathan Majors for having a guilty verdict in a domestic violence case, especially because of the mouse and what they stand for.
Well, two things. They fired Bo DeMaio once they got all the work out of him.
that's crazy. That's actually
His job was good. It wasn't like they didn't need him anymore. Like, all right, we got it.
The other thing I will say, though, is that Disney, not even just Disney, Marvel, that they already have a whole bunch of footage that they probably shot with Jonathan Majors, and it is not cheap for them to go back and refilm everything, CGI everything. Like you're
They're waiting it out.
Yeah, so right now I think it's
and
probably
Bob Iger's he's kind of cheap.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like he's cutting expenses, with the Marvel TV shows. Like, yo, if this can't be a movie, or this can't be a movie, then why are we making it? Why are we putting it on Disney Plus? Don't just be putting content out just for the sake of putting content out. Let's have something with quality. Let's make it worth our money. We're tired of losing money. So this will be a big loss, trying to, like Richie said, like getting rid of all these Jonathan Major scenes that they're probably going to reuse. There's probably stuff that was already shot. With that post-credit scene, there's like 1,000, there's like millions of Jonathan Majors. And you're just going to switch all that now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only thing is, though, it's like they could very easily, like with the Kang variant, they could very easily recast it just because we've already seen variants look different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they've already shot movies with Jonathan Majors as Kang, and they've already done, the plot points and everything, like you said, man, they're probably gonna be like, all right, let's wait this out. It seems like right now we're not gonna get that Kang for a couple of years anyway.
Yeah, so I think it creates enough time if they wanted to keep Jonathan Majors, because that's what they did with James Gunn. James Gunn got caught up in that rap where they went back and found old tweets of him saying some wild stuff. And, the minute they saw that, he got let go. There's no question, no way to defend yourself. People the actors came to his defense. The team came to his defense. Guardians of the Galaxy cast, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, they wait for that to like kind of die down. It was hot. It was hot topic for a minute, and it died down, and the outcry was there. I don't know how the outcry is for Jonathan Majors. I think whatever PR team he's hiring to kind of save face and kind of do right by after this situation. And I don't know. I don't know how many people. That's the thing. I don't know how people were. And if the thing that's crazy is the Jonathan Majors, the things that he says, the mannerism, he kind of has this the way the things that got said in court of his things that he told his chick was it's like I'm a special man doing special things, and you need to be on my level type. It was kind of douchey, you know what I mean?
And I can see that for him.
Yeah, it was very douchey. So I don't know how that was on set, or how his relationship was with Paul Rudd and all the other cast. So I don't know. It's interesting to watch, but it's a lot of money to redo all that.
He has to repair that, and I think I hate to say it, it is what it is. Being convicted of a misdemeanor something is much different than having the felony. I think they're waiting to see how people will react to Jonathan Majors. Listen, Will Smith's coming out with this Bad Boys, doing Bad Boys 4. There was people were split on the Will Smith slap situation, but his reputation is not damaged. Now Jonathan Majors, not Will Smith,
Right.
but if he can chill and show, like, I think that Good Morning America thing was probably a calculated first step to let's see how people react to you, homeboy.
Yeah.
Before we, make a decision. Yeah. And I don't think he got a bunch of negative reaction from that.
No, he didn't. People scratched their heads though as to. I think they were looking for a certain, and I like that you said that. They put him on ABC, which is owned by Disney.
Yeah.
To see what the reaction would be of that, and it wasn't like too crazy. A lot of people was like, "Oh, he shouldn't have did that." But I don't think it didn't taint. I think he was a guy giving his side of the story.
Yeah.
And it kind of fits the profile, regardless of whether he's, an ass in person, he's a douchey person. Like the man, Mama Bear just said it right here. This is a guy that's extremely fit. And she was just out here running after him. This man is a fit man. And if he was on some rage from whatever creatine or whatever he was taking when he was filming, Ant-Man and Creed at the same time. Dog, this is a man that was just if he wanted to you know what I'm saying?
It was in the winter too. You ever ran in the winter in New York? It ain't fun.
You ain't got that. You in New York in the winter, dog? Your skin cracking. You get a cut just for touching the door.
No sir. No sir. That was a big one.
And heels.
And Socks said and heels at that. Bro, either way, like you guys said, the interviews, everything that he's doing, obviously calculated. But you gotta understand, R. Kelly did an interview refuting his sexual allegations too. So we can't just say that that's the reason why he's innocent.
But he made things worse.
Are we transitioning to P. Diddy too? Come on.
R. Kelly is not. R. Kelly is not an intelligent man whatsoever. That man, I will. That clip of him, I don't understand how he wasn't locked
ruining
away.
my life.
No, not even that. It was the one before that. It was the one when he first caught the allegations. He did an interview. I think it was with the dude Torre. So he did an interview with Torre. He was just he asked him something about teenagers, and he's like, define teenager. How do you not lock this man up right away? I would have locked him up mid-interview.
Oh, you're guilty, dog. Yeah, you're guilty. Immediately, you're guilty. That's like interviewing Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister can't explain his point of view. He has that voice. He has the look. That's what the R. Kelly one was. It was just a demented person up there trying to defend himself. And it's nah, fam. You work for Apocalypse. Get up out of here.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors has a shot. Jonathan Majors can be an anti-hero.
It is wild.
Oh man, well that's
Listen, right there, Chris Hansen should have came out and been like, "So you want to you're what in her what?"
Define teenager. That's on live TV.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's trippy.
Stay low, Jonathan Majors. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Stay out of trouble, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, stay out of trouble, Jonathan Majors. Keep it cool. They ain't making Avengers 5 for another 2 years. So we got some Midnight Sun stuff and Blade and Ironheart. So Lilith and Mephisto will be the main villains, apparently. This is rumors for the supernatural side of the MCU. After Blade and Ironheart, they'll respectfully be in those movies. And they both will be the main villains in Midnight Suns.
Joey, do you know? Are we getting Black Knight still?
I think we're getting Black Knight within Midnight Suns.
Okay.
I think Black Knight shows up in Blade. And then I'm also hearing or seeing rumors saying that Moon Knight will be in Midnight Suns as well, and Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night is being said to it's being rumored that he's going to be in the second season for Moon Knight, and the episodes for season 2 for Moon Knight will be more than 6 episodes.
Okay,
I'm here. I'm down for all that. Bring me to Midnight Suns.
Oh, and they bringing back they bringing back Danny Rand and Luke Cage from the Netflix series, and they're gonna do Heroes for Hire.
I heard about this. I hope my man does the training, dude. Finn
Season 2 of Iron Fist is not that bad. It's actually okay.
Yeah, there's a lot more fighting.
Yeah, there's a lot more fighting. Yeah. They try and fix the fighting.
Yeah, Finn Jones.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be dope to see. I give the guy a chance, man. You know, the schedules and how you shoot those things. And he was doing Game of Thrones and other stuff at the same time. He's not a bad actor. It was just the fight stuff. Yeah. So give him a shot. I'd be curious to see where Shang-Chi comes in and all this. Ooh. I like the street level Marvel stuff. So
cool,
you know,
Shang-Chi stuff. Speaking of that, there's going to be a version of Iron Fist in Shang-Chi. So I like what I'm hearing about Shang-Chi too. They're saying that, the Daughters of the Dragon, I think, is going to be in something along that line. Is going to be in Shang-Chi too. What Sox just said. I like it because that beacon that we saw in post-credit scene in Shang-Chi. Apparently, it's the story for the sequel is that beacon is a signal from the past of where the 10 rings came from. So it's gonna be a time travel movie where he goes back in that past and he's gonna fight a version of Iron Fist in that era. I forgot which one it was. It was like multiple Iron Fists. I forgot which one they said they were gonna use.
Yeah.
But I bet he's gonna fight that one because the protector, the dragon, apparently like that Iron Fist, like they kill the dragons. That's how they get the powers.
Right.
Yes.
So I think, and that's what creates the fight and the tension between Shang-Chi and Iron Fist for the sequel. But it'll be a time travel movie.
Okay. Very nice. I did see one rumor that we might get actually some Avengers versus X-Men before we get anything that's Secret Wars. They might do that. Touch on that a little bit first before they introduce. I don't know how they're gonna do that. Yeah.
I honestly think by the time they introduce the X-Men, that it'll be so much anticipation that Avengers films won't have the same oomph as whatever they do with X-Men. Because we're not gonna get Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, but we're gonna have Scott Summers and Jean Grey and Wolverine. So those are going to be more popular than I think this new Avengers whenever that pops. We'll see though.
Yeah. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Excited for another episode of X-Men 97 this week on Wednesday. When do we? If we're gonna get Invincible, when we get it, Wednesday too?
It comes on Thursdays.
Thursday.
We got to give a RIP to Gen V actor Chance Perdomo, who passed away over the weekend. Man, he was Andre in Gen V.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
motorcycle accident, unfortunately.
That's very sad. All right,
and to Louis Gossett Jr., who we saw in the Watchmen series and numerous other films. Yeah.
Who'll cast for the next Wolverine? I don't know, my friend. I don't know, Jonathan.
I don't know if it was I don't know if that was an April Fool's joke, but yeah, Egerton is on the list. That'd be dope. They did a fan art of him, and he would be dope for Wolverine.
Yeah.
They also said Henry Cavill could play a
version
variant
of
Wolverine in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. So we'll see that. They also said possibly Daniel Radcliffe too. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe is going to be Patch.
Okay.
Okay.
Real quick too, they're saying Ryan Gosling for Nova.
I like that.
Either Nova or Ghost Rider, one of the two.
Ryan Gosling would be perfect for Nova.
Yeah, I think it would be perfect for Nova. I think it'd be awesome to see that.
Hot off that Barbie check.
Yeah. Damn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us today.
Ryan, you're enough to be Nova.
Mr. Tarek Lewis, let everyone know listening to the audio version how they can follow you, sir.
My name is Tarek on Instagram and also on YouTube. I will be at the Ritchie Suncoast Theater in Newport Richey this Friday at 8 p.m.
All right. Yeah. Mr. Rich Ortiz, let them know how they can follow you, sir.
Richie_Ortiz on all social media platforms. Hit me on Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Tinder, anything you want.
Mr. Joy Franchise, let them know they can follow you, sir.
real quick, Socks said when the new Deadpool trailer is coming soon. Hopefully it comes this month, but I'm hearing May, along with Agatha. All right, follow me at Joey Franchise. That's my personal page, and of course at Franchise on Film. I post a lot of clips from this show, so tap in with me, and I'll slide in some cool news whenever I get it. Also on that page as well.
All right.
See you, Mama Bear. Thank you,
See you, Mama Bear. Socks. Thanks for hanging out here, Jonathan, as well. Yeah. Follow me at DJ Speedy JR. All the socials on the YouTube. Speedy's Multiverse is the official YouTube channel of the Geek Culture Congress podcast. If you're listening to the audio version of this, thank you so much for making us one of the most listened to podcasts on the B-Pod Studios network for Beasley Media Group. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Cut that check.
Yes, please cut the check, Mr. Beasley. We got some sponsors, some endorsements. I gotta pay Tarek. Tarek's getting expensive. Check out us anywhere anywhere you listen to your podcast. Just search for Geek Culture Congress podcast. And of course, if you just want to be live on the live show and you listen to some audio version or the replay somewhere, you know, I want to be live with you guys. We're here Monday Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. We go live with Geek Culture Congress podcast. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe. Next week, episode 4. X-Men 97. What will happen, Tarek?
No clue. Don't even ask me.
I like it.
Living in the moment.
I like it. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe.
Okay.
Peace.